Met's contribution to the national history of the Philippines, Met's historical significance lies in its connection to the Filipino pioneers in the arts, with many art and theater personalities that have launched their careers at Met.
Metropolitan Theater in the 80s was a place to be in. For a very young aspiring actress like me who wanted to get into the theater, this was the place that I wanted to get into. I was invited by a group of theater directors, fortunately one of which was my mentor, to join a group called PETA, where all the good actors, directors, writers were placed together. People like Zenaida Amador, Soxy Topacio to train you on stage. When I first entered there, it was a beautiful place. It was decorated, very colorful. During those times, you would spend a lot to put the theater together. People would go there, people would dress up, really go watch good films, good acting stage, and even singing performances. My times during the Met was very challenging. You were trained twice a week. You were trained to do things. You were scolded left and right. But the good part about it, it brought out the real sense of what theater is. If you look at every corner of Metropolitan, you would see that everybody who worked in there worked so hard to build how good it is and how good it was during that time. In fact, whenever you go to Metropolitan Theater, you feel as if you are in a different place, a different time, and a different world. Us, as actors and actresses during that time, we were as if we had our own world in Metropolitan. From the beautiful costumes, from the beautiful backstage, and the beautiful people that drop in.
The Manila Metropolitan Theater's house performances by international artists like Ted Sean, Joshua Hayfitz, Melita Gallagher-C, and Fritz Grayson. And local shows such as The Smiles of 1936, Guerra Ranchero, and Luisa Fernando were all part of the decade that followed its inauguration.
The first cartoon featuring Mickey Mouse in the Philippines was screened in the theater, and the first film of LVN Pictures, Giliw Ko, premiered in the theater on July 29, 1939, a screening attended by then-President Manuel Quezon. Nora Honor also had the title of Best Performer in 1978's Metro Manila Film Festival Awards Night at Met.
The National Commission of the Culture and the Arts, NCCA, reports that heritage conservation experts have said that the Met is culturally significant, being the only existing Art Deco building in its scale and integrity in Asia. Its exterior and interior elements exhibit Filipinized style of ornamentation in the melding of indigenous Art Deco elements and indigenous motifs interspersed by the opulent works of Italian sculptor Francesco Monti and national artist for visual arts Fernando Amorsolo and other Filipino masters.
The Met has been used during the Battle of Liberation for Manila as a cover for retreating Japanese soldiers. During this time, the Metropolitan Theater Company became afloat due to no funding. The theater would then mortgage to El Hogar Filipino, represented by the Melian brothers, who then partially renovated the theater and used it as a cinema for American films. The government then acted upon its partial restoration after the World War through the Philippine Rehabilitation Act of 1946. After this restoration failed, the Met has been made into a boxing arena, a garage, and a home to almost 50 families of informal settlers. In 2015, the Met was purchased by the NCCA for 270 million pesos to rehabilitate it immediately. Architects Gerard Lico and Timothy Agustin Ong have been leading the restoration project as of 2015.
The Met is the best example for an Art Deco infrastructure which was famous back 1920s to 1940s and was inaugurated on December 10, 1931. Performances like zarzuelas and operas once called Met as their home because it was the time that these kinds of performances were highly valued and enjoyed by Filipinos. Philippine national artist Honorata de la Rama once said in her interview at Manila Bulletin that the Met represented the exquisite talent of the Filipinos. And she said that if a foreigner sees even one performance at the Met, he or she can say that it is like an international level of performance. When you think of Metro Manila, the first place that would come to your mind would be Fort Santiago because of its famous structure, church, and even the history happened there. But unfortunately, the Metropolitan Manila Theater has been neglected for over the past 20 years.
Filipino architect Juan M. Arellano was commissioned by the Philippine government to make the blueprints for the Met.
Arellano's aesthetic for the theater was Art Deco, which originated in Paris in 1925. It is a combination of exoticism and non-classical ornamentation. He used native art in tile ornamentation, stained glass, friezes, sculptures, and wall textures. Nativist iconography is expressed in bamboo banisters and batik mosaic patterns that were styled after Philippine vegetation and wildlife. These motifs were executed with the help of Arcadio, Arellano's brother, and Isabelo Tampinco.